Hello Sagittarius Moon Signs, and welcome to your prediction for the new moon happening in Libra around the 16th and 17th of October. Stay tuned. Firstly, shout out to my astrological resources, my beautiful friend Mccord and the Astrology podcast. And guys, while I don't like to deliver the doom and gloom stories, the astrology is not necessarily favorable at the moment. It's not exactly easy astrology, but I really do prefer to take an empowered approach to things, and I really do think that whatever challenges are appearing allow us to go deeper, allow us to understand more of ourselves, allow us to rise above. And you know, it's through our most difficult challenges that we are able to expand and grow in the most profound ways. And essentially that's your choice. You know, you can dip down and flail and go, oh, everything's so hard, and you know, Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde. And you know, I sometimes get a little bit annoyed with people who are like, oh, Mercury retrograde, and then this becomes an excuse for everything going wrong in their lives, instead of them going, okay, it's Mercury retrograde, let's be empowered through this process, right? Okay, yes, it's a little bit more challenging to communicate right now. Mars retrograde, okay, things are flaring a little bit easier, people are feeling a little bit sensitive, and you know, there are some challenges, so let's be conscious through this, let's be compassionate through this. And when people flare at us or bare their teeth or essentially expose their sensitivities and their traumas to us because something we've said has upset them or struck them, or vice versa, something someone else has said has struck a nerve with us, we can empower ourselves. And it's okay if you slip and fall, guys. I slip and fall all the time. The trick is to get back up. The trick is to go, okay, I'm a human, it's all right. How can I learn from this? What can I learn about myself from this? What needs to be healed here? And how do we move on in an amicable way, in a way that's best for everyone involved in the situation, right? There is also this sense of, you know, some great revolutionary kind of ideas can come through, this sort of explosion of the mind space, because of some aspects that are happening between Uranus and Mercury. And yeah, get ready for that, get ready for the downloads, and they might be quite shocking, they might be a bit difficult to integrate, so just prepare yourself for big news. But essentially, in terms of what's on the cards for you guys, I have the Strength card, I have the Queen card, and the Four of Earth. And I really love the Strength card coming through for you because, you know, you really do have the inner strength to face all of this difficulty, to rise above these challenges, and to step into better versions of yourself every moment. You have that inner strength, and you also have the inner strength to be able to truly see yourself, to see yourself in the reflection of what you're seeing in other people, because remember, whatever we're seeing in someone else is just also us, right? And so do that self-checking and be strong enough to surrender and to come from a space of compassion and love, because that's where true strength comes from. Strength is not pretending everything is okay when it's not. Strength is being strong enough to admit where we're vulnerable, to admit where there's pain, and to do that healing work. Strength is admitting where we've gone wrong. Strength is saying, I'm sorry and I forgive you. Strength is found in tears. And I know you guys know these things already, but I'm just reminding you. Alright, so I love that the Queen of Earth is coming with the Four of Earth, because this Four of Earth is really this energy of difficulty around money and, you know, problematic ideas around money. And I really think it's time, and I've probably said this to you guys before, but it really is time for you to interrogate the ideas and the beliefs that you have around money, how to create wealth, what wealth means, what abundance means, because money doesn't necessarily equal abundance, and vice versa. There are many different forms of abundance. Money is just one form of abundance. It's one type of bartering system. It's not the only one, you know, and it's not the only one. It's not the only way to feel wealthy is to have lots of money in the bank. This is just a very capitalist way of thinking. And I really think it's time for us to redefine these ideas. And it's important to be able to shift yourself into a space of feeling wealthy even when you don't have money in your bank account. And I'd really like to recommend a beautiful human called Marissa Peer, who also has a YouTube channel, in order to help you work through like reprogramming those ideas. And also Abraham Hicks, amazing channel. They've really helped me. It's definitely still a journey I'm on, but yeah, I mean the programming around like the ideas about money and how it's created go very deep for so many, but for myself as well. And yeah, I grew up with that narrative of, and like as an affirmation, it was probably the thing I heard the most in my whole childhood was, no, I'm broke, from my parents. So anything I ever asked was always, no, I'm broke. You know, okay, I'm not going to carry on with that because I don't want to keep saying it, but you get the point, right? And this is something I've been working to sort of shift my idea around for the longest time, because even then I recognized that it was not an empowering statement, and it was also really false. And in so many ways, although I don't really come from like a super wealthy background, like in many ways we're still very privileged. And you know, especially growing up in a space like South Africa, it's, you know, there's a lot of poverty here. There's a lot of real I'm broke here. And even just think about that word broke, you know, it's like the shortened form of broken, as in not whole, not complete, not together. And is that an affirmation you want to be saying to yourself? And essentially what I'm getting at is, you know, a lot of the beliefs we have, we didn't even choose. They were fed to us by our parents, by our society, by our schools, by our teachers. And, you know, it's not even worth blaming them, because that's all they knew as well, and that's also what they were fed. And like, it really is time for us to just shift that. And this is where that Queen of Earth, this Queen of Earth is coming through to say you can transform that, because the truth is that you are abundant. The truth is that you have the ability to tap into this earth magic. You have the ability to be practical, to be grounded, and to manifest your true desires. And I'm really talking in terms of material abundance, because, and you know, the thing is, sometimes people feel like, oh, when the materiality comes through too often, it's too focused on like finance and this realm. But the thing is, we came to this realm, we incarnated in this realm for a reason, and we incarnated here to create in this realm. There's nothing dirty about manifesting for yourself a great business that brings in a lot of wealth. But I do think it's important to make sure that whatever business model you're using is aligning with your authentic self. Is it aligned with your ethics? Is it aligned with some kind of meaningful service? Is it bringing something good into the world? Because of course, if we look at, say, a company like Monsanto, if you don't know about Monsanto, please do some research, and let's shut that stuff down. Anyway, side note. Or if your company is creating a lot of pollution, like, this is not sustainable. So yes, I do think that there is responsibility in what we're creating, but there's nothing dirty about creating wealth, about creating abundance, and about building a beautiful life. It's inspiring, actually. And so, yeah, you're really at a point of shifting through those narratives and altering those things. Please alter those ideas and empower yourself. And I'm sure that you've already done some of this work, but I do think it's time to check in again, because, you know, it's so easy to fall into those old habits and those old thought processes. And, you know, what we think over and over and over become our belief systems. And so in terms of what is unfolding for you guys as we move towards this new moon in Libra, we have the Six of Cups with the Six of Swords, and this is really, really powerful, because firstly, 6, not the devil's number, guys. This is a number of divine femininity. It is a number of pregnancy. It is a number of ideas, and it is a number of creation and creation energy and giving birth and fruition. And it's also a number of letting go. It's a number of release. And with specifically the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords, there really is this sense of releasing the past, walking away from unhealthy situations, recognizing how certain relationships in your life are replaying your childhood traumas so that you can see and recognize what you need to heal in yourself. And so do that healing work. Do that healing work. You can do it. Let the things go. But know that you cannot change the other person. That person is attracted to you because there's some trauma. But there is not, and look, I'm not going to say that every single one of you needs to walk away from the situation that this is referring to, but for a lot of you, you actually need to leave. And that doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't mean you persecute that other person. It doesn't mean you stop loving that other person. What it means is you choose healing, and you choose yourself. And you choose to not be in a toxic space, and you choose to let go of your past. And sometimes letting go of your past is also letting go of some current relationships which you've attracted because of that past. So we have a lot of releasing work for you guys, a lot of letting go of old emotions, a lot of letting go of old beliefs, a lot of reprogramming happening, a lot of release. And this is exciting. You know, sometimes it feels a bit hectic while we're moving through it, but please tap into your breath work and use some sort of like physical motion, maybe dance, maybe some yoga, maybe walking in nature, maybe all of these things. But physically release pent-up tension and energy from your body. Let go. Move forward. It is safe for you to do so. You are held in this work. Call on your guides to be there with you, to assist you in this releasing work. You need not feel alone in this work. In terms of what's happening and manifesting for you over the new moon, we have the Four of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles. And so we have some kind of proposal coming through for you in the workspace. Maybe it's a new project idea, maybe there's a new customer coming through, maybe there's a new creative idea blossoming, maybe someone is just presenting an idea to you, but there is this sense of you receiving this proposal in the workspace, and there's a decision that needs to be made around it. It does feel exciting, it does feel amazing, it does feel like something you could possibly go for. Of course, it's your choice. Check in with how you're feeling. Check in with how you're feeling. And then in terms of what's manifesting for you after this new moon energy, we have the Ace of Swords with the Devil card. And so this proposal is causing you to take new action. It's causing you to start a new project. It's a new beginning. It requires a lot of use of your intellectual powers. You really need to bring through those powers, the logic, the rationality, create plans, write them down, set goals, and start taking action. There is this risk, though, of the temptations of slipping into old addiction patterns, old thought processes, and these sort of illusions of entrapment. So I want you to just keep reminding yourself as you start this new project, you do not need to bring in any of those old fears into this new project. And the thing is, they are going to automatically show up, and you need to see them for what they are, ego and fear. And you need to dissolve them in each moment and replace those ideas, replace that thinking with the empowering thinking. It really is a time for you to be reprogramming those belief systems. And you know, sometimes what happens is when we reprogram a belief system and then we think, okay, cool, the work's done. And then 3 weeks later, something happens that triggers us, or maybe we're so busy with something new that we don't get to meditate as often or check in with ourselves as often, and suddenly we start falling back into those old patterns. You need to catch yourself very quickly, because the temptation will be there, and this could be your downfall. Choice is yours. And again, it's also okay if you slip and fall. Catch yourself. Catch yourself. Prioritize doing the meditational work. Prioritize, you know, I think it'll be really empowering for you guys to commit to listening to some self-hypnosis about reprogramming these thoughts. And Marissa Peer is a great one to go to for this. And there's a lot of free material on her website as well. So I really recommend it. I really recommend it. So empowering. And you guys deserve to be empowered. Thank you so much for watching Sagittarius Moon. I'm really excited about all of this shedding that you're going through. Please let me know if that resonated in the comments below. I'd really love to hear from you. Please hit like and subscribe if it did resonate. I'm releasing these videos twice a month at the moment. And yeah, it's an honor to have you here. If you'd like a full tarot spread with me, which is obviously very individualized, it would be amazing to do this work with you. And yeah, drop me an email, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'd love to connect there. I do a weekly live on Instagram, and yeah, it's also more interactive, and it would be amazing if you could join me. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. Beautiful Sagittarius moons, with love.